Christmas is about Christ. When we forget that, we lose the true magic of Christmas. A little boy and his grandmother came to see Santa at the Mayfair Mall in Wisconsin, USA. The child climbed up on Santa's lap, holding a picture of a little girl. "Who is this?" asked Santa, smiling. "Your friend? Your sister?" "Yes, Santa," he replied. "My sister, Sarah, who is very sick," he sadly said. "She wanted to come with me to see you." "Oh, so very much, Santa," the child exclaimed. When they finished their visit, the grandmother came over to help the child off his lap and started to say something to Santa, but halted. "What is it?" Santa asked warmly. "Well, I know it's really too much to ask you, Santa," but the old woman began. "The girl in the photograph, my granddaughter, well, you see, she has leukemia and isn't expected to make it even through the holidays," she said through tear-filled eyes. "Is there any way, Santa, any possible way that you could come see Sarah? That's all she asks for Christmas, is to see Santa." Santa blinked and swallowed hard and told the woman to leave information with his elves as to where Sarah was, and he would see what he could do. Santa thought of little else the rest of that afternoon. He said, "This is the least thing I can do." He drove with his friend to the hospital and came inside with Santa. They found out which room Sarah was in. The room was full of what appeared to be her family. They were talking quietly, and Santa could sense the warmth and closeness of the family, and their love and their concern for Sarah. Taking a deep breath and forcing a smile on his face, Santa entered the room, bellowing a hearty "Ho, ho, ho." Santa shrieked little Sarah weakly as she tried to escape her bed to run to him. As he and Sarah began talking, the family crept quietly to the bedside one by one, squeezing Santa's shoulder or his hand gratefully, whispering "Thank you," as they gazed sincerely at him with shining eyes. Santa and Sarah talked and talked, and she told him excitedly all the toys she wanted for Christmas, assuring him she had been a very good girl that year. As their time together dwindled, Santa felt led in his spirit to pray for Sarah and asked for permission from the girls in agreement, and the entire family circled around Sarah's bed, holding hands. Santa looked intensely at Sarah and asked her if she believed in angels. "Oh yes, Santa, I do," she exclaimed. "Well, I'm going to ask that angels watch over you," he said. Laying one hand on the child's head, Santa closed his eyes and prayed. He asked that God touch little Sarah and heal her body from this disease. He asked that angels minister to her, watch and keep her, and when he finished praying, still with eyes closed, he started singing softly. "Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright." The family joined in, still holding hands, smiling at Sarah, and crying tears of hope, tears of joy for this moment as Sarah beamed at them all. When the song ended, Santa sat on the side of the bed again and held Sarah's frail, small hands in his own. "Now, Sarah," he said authoritatively, "you have a job to do, and that is to concentrate on getting well. I want you to have fun playing with your friends this summer, and I expect to see you at my house at Mayfair Mall this time next year." He knew it was risky proclaiming that to this little girl who had terminal cancer. But he had to. He had to give her the greatest gift he could. Not dolls or games or toys, but the gift of hope. "Yes, Santa," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes bright. He leaned down and kissed her on the forehead and left the room. Out in the hall, the minute Santa's eyes met with his friend, a look passed between them, and they wept unashamed. Sarah's mother and grandmother slipped out of the room quickly and rushed to Santa's side to thank him. "My only child is the same age as Sarah," he explained quietly. "This is the least I could do." They nodded with understanding and hugged him. 1 year later, Santa Mark was again back on the set in Milwaukee for his 6-week seasonal job, which he so loves to do. Several weeks went by, and then one day a child came up to sit on his lap. "Hi, Santa. Remember me? You came to see me in the hospital last year." Santa's jaw dropped. Tears immediately sprang in his eyes, and he grabbed this little miracle and held her to his chest. "Sarah," he exclaimed. He looked over and saw Sarah's mother and grandmother in the sidelines, smiling and waving and wiping their eyes. That was the best Christmas he had witnessed, and been blessed to be instrumental in bringing about this miracle of hope. This precious little child was healed, cancer-free, alive and well. He silently looked up to heaven and humbly whispered, "Thank you, Father." 'Tis a very Merry Christmas. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the holiday season and miss what this special time is all about. Helping others through selfless acts of kindness, no matter how small or large your gift may be. Christmas is about filling hearts around us with peace and joy, and giving to those that may be less fortunate. Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill, to be plenteous in mercy, is to have the real spirit of Christmas. Want to keep Christ in your Christmas? Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, forgive the guilty, welcome the unwanted, care for the ill, love your enemies, and do unto others as you would have done unto you. Want to create the best Christmas ever? Forgive someone who doesn't deserve your forgiveness. Hug a stranger. Pass on something that you want to keep for yourself. Spend time with the ones you love. Spend time on your knees. Christmas is about Christ, and Christ is all about your joy and happiness. Fail not to call to mind in the chorus of the 25th of this month that the divinest heart, Jesus, that ever walked the earth, was born on that day. And then smile and enjoy yourselves for the rest of it, for night is also of heaven's making. Merry Christmas.